actually came over last week though was the Trent boos. What overshadowed everything. I asked you about this. I hadn't spoke to you about the Trent situation. Not really, even though we talk each other every week. I really asked you about the Trent situation. I don't think rivals understand why there were boos and why he's getting this backlash. What's your
Yeah.
thought?
So originally, with the limited information that I had, I was like, well, obviously I understand why they're booing him. I just like, for me, it was never the feeling that was displaced. I just thought that the behavior was a bit crazy because like it was a large majority of people that were booing. Like the boos was like this is how I knew that it was a large majority, is that I was on a watch along with other people that were talking. I had the TV like on 2 out of like 50, and I could hear the boos over anything else. So that's how I knew that it was a lot. But and I was like, you know what? I think it's kind of like the behavior is kind of mad. I know you want to voice your feelings and all of that, but I don't know. Like the guy's been at your club for so long. Like send him away in a positive light, not so much a negative light. That's kind of the stance that I had. Roms, I suppose Roms has spoken about this a lot, and I kind of agree. Like there was a perfect opportunity where you could have booed him when he was over the free kick, but they were silent. So it's like, okay, cool. Now it just seems like you're picking and choosing, and it just seemed a bit weird. But then the a couple days ago, I listened to the um the Athletic podcast, and they was talking about the scenario, and they was basically saying, because I didn't know this, so apparently it wasn't just booze. Apparently, it started off with like all the Liverpool fans singing
Gerard.
the Gerrard song, and then afterwards they started singing
Conor
um,
Bradley.
Connor Bradley. So it was kind of like an ode from like the old, and then like a kind of ode to the new, like. And then it's like somewhere around there, like all the booze came, and I was like, "Oh, do you know what? I think personally, to sing about one of your old greats who actually stayed here for the large majority of his career, and let's be real, he only left to go to LA Galaxy, which is like a lot of players go and retire or make their retirement home in MLS. Some of them, like Henry, do it to try and help out, the game in America. And then obviously he got into management over in America as well. So it made kind of sense. And then I'm guessing like maybe Steven Gerrard was trying to grow his personal brand a bit before retiring. And America's a good place to do that. But you would pretty much say that Gerrard was an all timer. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think anyone's really gonna.
It's like it was a one club man, really.
Yeah. No one's really gonna count going to
Yeah.
LA Galaxy as like taking anything away. It was his retirement home. That's pretty much the way that I see it. And then you have the singing for Connor Bradley, which is like, okay, we're picking you. We want you to
Zaga,
be the next. Like, and then you're a kid from the academy as well. So it's like, cool, you're the new one. So I think that's kind of classy. Now I can understand why there's booze in between that or after that or whatever, because fans boo people all the time. Like there's even in like games that are like nothing games where something dodgy will happen and then the fans will just boo. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's been loads of times this season where a game at the Emirates has ended and the fans have booed at the end of the game. Like, fans boo all the time. For me, it was never so much about like the feeling; it was more so the volume and the amount of people. But after hearing more context, I'm like, you know what? Cool. Me personally, now it's like cool for me. Water under the bridge. I don't really care too much anymore. I imagine Liverpool fans will probably keep on. I imagine the Liverpool fans will probably keep on voicing their feelings in the away game, and maybe, maybe, maybe he might dodge it in the final home game. Or maybe Liverpool fans chose to do it in that game so they wouldn't have to do it in the final home game of the season and kind of tarnish that final home game. I don't know, but I would be very surprised if Trent comes onto the pitch in the final.
You know what? I spoke about this. I did a stream out yesterday. What will Arnold do? Because he's got a big decision to make, and we don't want it to become the Trent show. At the end of the day, we're Premier League champions. This should be party time. This should be all about the club winning the Premier League title this season. And there's part of me thinking that the fans won't boo him because of that. Now I think they've made the point. I think Trent probably knows. I think Trent needed that booing. I'm absolutely honest. I think he needed that wake up call of how he's gone about things in the last couple of years with regarding Real Madrid. It's not the fact that he's going. For me, it's not. There's going to be fans out there that's extreme. Like you cannot leave Liverpool at all if you're a Scouser Liverpool fan. You can't. There's going to be fans out there like that. But for me, I'm mature and old enough to understand that people don't think like us.
Yeah.
I might say Liverpool the rest of my life, but it doesn't mean I expect Trent to do that. And if he wants a new challenger, fair enough. I've questioned the ambitions of our club before. So if he wanted to do that 2 years ago, when he decided to go 2 years ago, so that's when it was. 2 years ago, he decided to leave, is because I think he wanted bigger ambition. It didn't, when Klopp going, I don't think he trusted the club in terms of going again, basically. And he wants to go to Real Madrid. I get it, but the way he's gone about it in the last 2 years, talking to Real Madrid behind his back, this and that, I think that the whole that, it seems very, very calculating. And again, I don't blame him fully for going for free, but I think he should have at least said, "Look, I'm going to go. Please get a fee for me," or just to give something back to Liverpool, or I don't know, maybe like a contract where he's got a release clause, something. But then again, I still blame the club massively for allowing him to get away with that, to allow to run his contract down and allow Belgium to run the narrative on that. So I think he needed the booze. I think I agree with the booze to an extent. I wouldn't boo personally, but I understand how people would show frustrations and show that they do feel betrayed. It is betrayal. And people say, no, Real Madrid are like rival. They are an absolute rival. I see Real Madrid more of a rival than you guys in terms of hatred towards them.
I don't think that Real Madrid is your rival, though. That's the only part where I think is a bit of a stretch. Like, because Real Madrid are nobody's rivals. The only rivals that Real Madrid have is Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. And the Atletico Madrid one is because they're both in the same city. Do you know what? It's sort of like with Arsenal. It's sort of like with Arsenal. Like Arsenal, a lot of people would say our rivals are Tottenham and Man United. Man United because of that large period of time where we was always competing with them. So it was like a competitive rivalry. And then Tottenham is the local one. That's kind of like Real Madrid with Barcelona and Atletico Madrid. I don't think any team has rivalries outside of their own nation. Like me personally, like I think on a personal level, as a fan, there can be teams around the world that you dislike because of experiences that you've had. Like, for example, me, well, it's very difficult because I love Barcelona for a lot of things, but then I hate Barcelona because of what happened in 2006. So it's like a real love-hate relationship. But again, Bayern Munich is another good example. I will never forgive them for the fact that they made me look like an idiot in front of the whole world by beating us 10-2 on aggregate. I will never forgive them for that. That is, me personally, I think that transcends like the 8-2 loss to Manchester United. Like the 8-2 loss to Manchester United was bad.
I saw that come up yesterday. I saw it on something yesterday, that 8-2 loss. I'm thinking, wow.
Bad. That was bad. But for me, the Bayern Munich one transcends that because I got beat home and away the same score. You showed the world that it doesn't matter where we face Arsenal, we do the exact same thing. And I think for me personally, that's a greater embarrassment. Do you know what? With the Manchester United one, it was like, yeah, England's laughing at me. With the Bayern Munich one, it was like the world's laughing at me. Yeah, it was a bit harder. It was a bit harder, I won't lie.
I got to be honest with those. I mean, that's where we got a rivalry with Chelsea as well. The Chelsea rivalry came through competition and we kept meeting them in Champions League for some reason. We seem to get him. We even got him in the group stage of Champions League once. Chelsea. And it was that Mourinho era when no one liked Mourinho. And yeah, I get that. But for me personally, I just don't like Real Madrid. I don't like how they run. I don't like how they're so arrogant about it all. And
Yeah.
I get it because they're the best club, the biggest club in the world. But I just don't like how they work around players as well, like talking to them in backgrounds and then saying, "No, I'll come for free." It's happened with Ben Mbappe now. It's happening with thing now. Could happen with Kanate. Could happen with Saliba at some point. I don't like how I don't like how arrogant they are. I don't like. Yeah, I just don't like that, and the fact that they boo. I get they've got standards, but I don't like that they boo Mbappe. It makes no sense
Yeah.
to me.
They're a very entitled bunch.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's so if I asking like which club do I dislike the most out of you and Real Madrid by far. This is why I don't understand why Liverpool fans were cheering Real Madrid on the other week when I spoke about this, didn't in Champions League.
Yeah.
I was cheering you every day of the week. I'm glad you humbled them. But yeah, I think regarding the Trent thing, I think Slot's got a big decision to make. Does he bring Trent on? And if he brings Trent on, it's because he wants to win games, things like that. And again, the parade as well. I'm intrigued to see what happens at the parade.
He has to go to the parade. My opinion.
Will he speak though on that's
Maybe speaking is taking it a bit too far, but he definitely
it
has.
deserves to. It deserves to.
He's played a big part in like the reason why you lot have won the league this season. He has to be on the bus.
Yep.
Like, okay, maybe don't have him do all of the talking, but he definitely has to be on the
I agree
bus.
with that. I agree with that.
I again, like, you can't really tell people how to react or how to feel, but I would hope that because you're in the celebration mood and it's
Yeah,
a
I don't think that. I
celebratory
don't.
mood,
Yeah,
like, you just ignore all of
yeah.
that. Like, he's already gone. Like, nothing that you do there is gonna change that fact. So just ignore
Don't spoil
it.
this mood. Yeah.
Yeah, don't
It
spoil
would.
it.
It would absolutely dampen it, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Booze.
yeah.
The parade would
I've never
absolutely.
heard of booze at a parade before.
No,
So
that's madness. No, that's madness. That would absolutely dampen anything. And again, I think Slot has a big decision to make in terms of playing. I don't think he should play him for the next 2 games.
neither do I. It doesn't.
But
Well,
I think he
maybe not.
will.
Maybe not start him. I can understand bringing him on, like, because if Connor Bradley needs like, he's tired and drained, and like, okay, who else are you gonna bring on? I don't know. Maybe you can bring Simicast on to the right instead. Like,
Frimpong.
he's not there yet, though. Yeah, he's not there. He's not there yet. He's not there yet. He's not there yet. So I don't know. Again, like, against Arsenal, I can understand. Because Slot, he wanted to win the game. Arsenal, second team in the league. You're going to need your best players on the pitch to win that game.
Yeah.
But against these other teams, like Liverpool, don't need their best players on the pitch to win the game.
Yeah.
And at this point, like, this is how I see it, at least. Out of your last 4 games, the only game, so once you won the league, the only games that you probably cared about as a fan base winning
Chelsea,
was the Chelsea and Arsenal game. I don't think you really care about the other games. And now you haven't won those games. It's like, cool, whatever. Doesn't matter anymore. Let's just...
Mate, they're in Dubai. They're in Dubai.
Yeah. Because Slot was in IB for part of the job. Yeah, like, yeah, it's like, it doesn't matter, does it? It really doesn't matter. So, yeah, maybe...
Fair play to them. Deserve it. Fair play to them.
Maybe don't play him. Maybe don't. Just like, maybe Slot has like a kind of responsibility to not make it any worse for Trent than it already is, and then equally any worse than what it is for Liverpool fans already. So maybe just say to him, look, Trent, like, we saw how it went last time. I think it's just best for everyone to just not bring you on, and just is what it is. Come to the parade, is what it is. And
there's a possibility he's going early anyway. There's a possibility he's going to Madrid for Club World Cup. I think they talk about £2 million for Liverpool compensation to get him early. I don't know how I sit on that. I'm in the middle. I don't want Real Madrid to get their way, but then again, I just want this over and done with.
Yeah.